Welcome to Unjustified, where we always cover the truth, the facts, the good, the bad, the ugly, on an unbiased and sometimes very unpopular opinion. If you're not already a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe now and hit the notification bell, and that way you will receive all of our upcoming videos. Thank you so much for being here, and we do hope you enjoy today's video. Hello, everybody. Welcome to What's Wednesday, another unleashed taboo kind of thing.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Welcome to Team Unjustified, little stars. So glad to see you have become a member. We really appreciate the extra support. Bobby Owens, welcome to Team Unjustified. I really appreciate both of your support. Glad to see everybody with us tonight. I need to say this up front. Anyone that's watching and is not a member, I want to welcome you as well. The reason we do members only chat on What's Wednesday, there's actually a couple of reasons. One is it is an extra perk to the members of the channel. Two is we just can't do open chat for What's Wednesday. We talk about a lot of controversial stuff here. We do keep it to the facts and we do keep it real, but it's not for everybody. And so we try to do the best we can to keep our people in chat safe from the trolls or anyone coming in and attacking them. They are welcome to their own opinions and to voice them as long as they keep it respectful. But you can't have that rule and just let anyone come into chat because it just doesn't work. We've tried.
Yeah, and they end up attacking you guys, and it's just a lot of work for the mods that they have to go in and delete them, time them out, and it's just too much.
Yeah,
this is a safe place where you guys can talk.
Yes, exactly, and I hate to see anyone get blocked, but sometimes the mods end up having to block people because they're just coming into this side of the case, I guess you could say. I don't know how else to say it.
People that came from Netflix that only got to see the rustic side of the story.
Yeah, they're not, they don't know the whole case well enough. And when they see things, they just automatically assume that we are being biased, which that's exactly what we're not. Like, we're literally not. We show every side, just like the banner says, the good, the bad, the ugly. That's what this channel was built on, showing it all. Just like you would if we were in like a mock jury. You know, if you're part of the jury, you're going to see every side. You're going to see it all. And that's what we're going to try to do here. And that's what we do. And that's why it's not for everybody.
One of the biggest
everybody's
reasons for
opinions are... I'm sorry, Dave.
It's okay. One of the biggest reasons for doing it this way, too, is you can leave with your own opinion. We're not trying to force an opinion down on you. So most of the channels out there, they're giving you what they want you to hear, more or less, just to get the views and their subscribers. So here, it doesn't matter if there's 10 people in the chat or 20. The whole thing is we're talking stuff that's coming straight from Discovery and what is public knowledge. So, and again, that comes from most of the screenshots are from Shanann's own words herself. So, sorry, go ahead, Nellie.
No, I was basically going to say the same thing. It's, hold on, I'm going to mute real quick.
Okay.
I sent a question before we started, and it was, can the members only see the chat? That was from Bobby. Bobby, anyone watching can see the chat at this point. However, after the live is over, then the live chat will not show for everyone.
What members allows you to do is that you can actually participate inside the chat. As to anybody else that's not a member, they can only watch, so they can't type anything into the chat. That's what protects the members from being, you know, ganged up on, or people just coming into the chat saying who knows whatever their beliefs are. Whereas to us, we're going by the facts and that's it. So unless we state it's our opinion.
Sorry, guys. I have an air base that's not far from me, and they fly over me a lot. So
Oh,
I don't know what they're doing tonight, but that was 2 jets going over me. So
oh, wow. Oh, my goodness.
I know the air show's coming up, but I don't know why they would be practicing at night.
Maybe Biden's giving them directions.
Oh, geez.
Did I say that out loud? Sorry.
You sure did. But no, what I was going to say is basically the same thing. It's just a safe place for you guys to talk, and we don't want all the people coming in here. I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and you guys shouldn't have to fight with other people because you feel a certain way and they don't agree with you. Because us
Yeah,
3 on the panel, we don't always see eye to eye on everything, but we sure the heck aren't going to get up here and have a cat fight
you're
for
right.
everybody to see. We
Right.
listen to each other, and sometimes our opinion changes, and sometimes we point out why, well, no, we don't feel that way. This is why. You
Mhm.
know, everybody's different. So we just want y'all to feel safe, like y'all can talk in here and say what you need to say. That's all there is to it.
That's right. That's right. See, a lot of channels, they do a Patreon or they do members only lives. Well, I don't like to do that. I like all of our subscribers to be able to watch and after the live they can comment, in the comment section. But I like everyone to be able to watch. I don't like to put a paywall up on being able to see and hear the facts of any case that we do. And this currently is the only live that we do that is members only chat. Well,
Right.
so.
Yeah, it's not about the money at all. It's more or less just to protect the subscribers from outside interference on, you guys are allowed to voice your opinion in here. As long as everybody's respectful, that's fine. If you guys have a question, we'll answer it the best that we can.
Yeah.
And it has to be factual. Otherwise, it's going to be our opinion, but we're going to state what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And let's face it, we talk about touchy subjects. So,
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's all the Watts is touchy subjects because we were never, ever given any information. We were giving a narrative of what they wanted us to hear, and that's it. The FBI and DA Rourke knows exactly what happened because Chris told them. After that, after the plea agreement, Chris can't tell anybody what happened, not even his own family, because he'll break the agreement. So what we do is we put together all the stuff that they more or less scrambled and pick it apart. So, but tonight's going to be a doozy. So don't shoot the messenger, please.
Exactly.
right. This is all stuff coming from Shanann's post, Shanann's mouth.
Yeah. I mean, I spent 2 years almost covering the other side of the case. And so now, I mean, I still cover the other side. I still cover both sides, but there's really nothing else I can cover over there, right? I've already did it. It's already on the channel, like 200 videos of it. So now with these What's Wednesdays, we're hitting on things that I haven't covered. It's more of the taboo. I guess you could call the taboo side. At the same time, I think it's important because it does bring awareness. It's just like the one we're doing tonight, Baby Wise. I knew nothing. I had never even heard of Baby Wise, right? Until this case, never heard of it.
Same here.
Yeah, didn't even take time to look into it because I was like, what in the hell kind of shit is that? And I'm being honest, I never looked into it. Well, I did some looking into it for the last couple of days. We all have. And you know what we found out? Don't shoot the messengers here, but it doesn't sound like it's that bad if it's done correctly.
And that's the key word. Because no matter where you go, what you look up on the internet or wherever, they're all hybrids of the book. Nobody is actually following the book. They're doing just bits and pieces of the book.
Nobody is following the book. It doesn't
if you
look
have
like
one person with mental health issues, it could turn out really, really bad. If you have somebody that's actually doing a Planned Parenthood, it'll turn out very well for them. But
And
again,
it also depends on the child.
that's right.
You know,
everybody's different.
Yeah, it's not going to be for everyone, just like, well, our channel's not for everyone. You know what I mean? It's not going to be for everyone. It's not going to work for every child. But I mean, some of the
tell you
things I
right now,
completely
this
disagree
Baby
with.
Wise would not have worked on my son. There is no way he would have followed that feeding schedule whatsoever.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, some of them, I never even thought about it, man. My baby wake up, you know, I feed it. That's just what I do. I've never believed in the cried out. And just to be quite honest, the cried out isn't even recommended for children that has any kind of breathing problems or asthmatic or anything like that. So, you know, just saying.
Yeah, let that sink in.
Yeah, that's all we're going to say about that. But I'm just saying, we've been studying on it for the last few days, and that is one of the main things. The whole cried out is not recommended for children that has any sort of issues like that. So that's all we saying on that part. But also, a lot of people didn't know that. Let me go ahead and start pulling up some stuff here. A lot of people wasn't aware that it's not just baby wise, you know. This stuff goes all the way to adulthood. Did anybody know that? It's not just baby wise. We're talking about toddler wise, birth wise, pre-toddler.
Yeah.
These books is basically, I don't know. People say, well, there's no instruction manual to be a parent. There's not. But obviously this place thinks there is. I mean, who needs a book to raise a child, right? But I mean, I was looking on Amazon and this is like 5-star stuff here, you know?
Well, remember all the books that they had about for, what is it, the computers for dummies and stuff like that too? I'm surprised they didn't do one for babies, you know, really. Because
probably
all these
did.
people here, like even on the internet, most of these people are just people that picked up the Baby Wise book and did a hybrid version of it. So that's what they're doing now. You know, nobody's actually following the book 100%. So
no, and I don't think you could. I mean, seriously, from what I was looking through, I think, is it meant to follow it step by step? I don't know. But I mean, like I say, it's not for all children. I mean, this one, here's birth-wise. It tells you what to do while you're pregnant, you know?
yeah.
Potty-wise, preschool, teen-wise, preteen-wise. I mean, literally, they have a book from the time you get pregnant until they go off to college to tell you how to raise your kids.
Right.
Yeah, if you look on your scribe, you're going to see I downloaded a couple.
Did you?
Yeah, I've been reading the last couple days.
Yeah, I may read them because, you know, I'm just curious. I'm telling you, I never heard of it, but then, you know, coming into this case, I was like, what is that? And the more I heard about it, I was like, yeah, that's bullshit. I don't want no part of that. What is this? I mean, when my kids were born, and that was 7 years ago, it feels like, but there was something called Dr. Spock.
Yeah.
Really?
Anybody ever heard of that?
Yes.
You remember that, Millie? Yeah. It was called Dr. Spock. I never opened that book. I never bought that book. And I was a teenage mom and I managed, you know.
My aunt gave it to me when I got pregnant with Brandon, and I was like, I'm not reading something from Star Trek about some dude telling me what. That's what I thought. I was like, she's crazy. I stuck it on the bookshelf.
Yeah, I mean, I was shocked when I even found out there was a book to tell you how to raise your kids, because you know what I mean? That's always been kind of a running, I don't know if you want to say joke, but that's been a running thing forever. There's no instruction manual how to raise a kid, you know?
There isn't. It's
Imagine that.
live and learn. You do things. If it doesn't work, you do the next step. I mean, there is
Yeah,
no set
everybody.
way to take care of your child. Each child is different.
Damn, I would hate to have to run to a book every time I need it. I don't know. You just
Most of
And
these books, too, the dates on them, they pretty well come out the same time as the stickers that say "Do not touch a hot stove." So it's just
yeah,
most of it's all common sense stuff. It's like
right.
I don't know, but
No.
I guess as you get into it, you'll see it's mostly common sense. It's just some people took it to the extreme.
Yeah,
So
I get a
very
little
much
bit
so.
of the self-soothe. Like if I had fed Brandon, changed his diaper, he played and everything, and I could tell he was getting tired, but he hated naps. I would let him cry for a little bit and he'd cry himself to sleep, but I wouldn't let it go on for as long as they suggested. I was like, oh, hell no, I'd go crazy.
No. Well, I mean, see, I was kind of right the opposite. I mean, um, I let them sleep when they wanted to and wake, and that's not good. I know that. I know they do need to get in some sort of sleep pattern. I get that. Yeah, especially for working parents. Um,
yeah, but
but
some of these are saying you make them sleep for 12 hours.
oh no, Shanann's kids slept for about 16, 17 hours a
I
day.
know, I know, but
And
it's
that
because
that's just
feeding them and letting them go to sleep when they
wow.
want to go to sleep.
So when
But
do they
yeah,
have time to spend time with their parents? It's either they're at school or they're freaking sleeping.
well,
Yeah,
that was the idea
there really wasn't none.
with
Any
with the
sorry,
allegations of the
this other
Benadryl, and
show.
then having the sound machines cranked all the way up, and then having their doors locked so that they couldn't
I've
get out of their rooms.
I've been
So
fortunate enough that I've worked from home since Brandon was 3 years old,
Yeah,
and I never did any of that stuff. I sure as hell didn't put him in daycare because I was working from home.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. There's
and then to give your kids Benadryl to make them go to sleep. I
wow,
worked in
that's not a good.
pediatric and OBGYN nursing for 20 years before I had my kid. And that's a big no-no.
Yeah, we're gonna touch on that a little bit as well because it is part of this, but yeah, we're gonna touch on that just a little bit as well. The Benadryl thing. As far as rocking your baby and singing it to sleep, good night owl, that's a big hell no
Mm-hmm.
on this, and that's craziness, man. In my opinion, that would give detachment. That I don't know. There
Well,
again, that's my opinion, and if anyone out there uses baby wise, I am not, you know, saying anything against you. I'm just saying that's my opinion. Hell,
I
I
failed as a
enjoyed
baby
those.
wise mother, I'll tell you that.
I enjoyed those moments holding the baby, rocking him to sleep, just me and the baby. I don't know. That's special. You only have that for so long,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're not babies anymore. So, that's special. But that, I mean, that there again, that's me. But
He's
anyway,
gonna
the
kill
reason I
me.
pulled
He's
what
gonna
now?
kill me. He's gonna kill me for telling this story. But
Okay.
when he was little, he would have his baby bottle and he'd drink it. And then when he was done, if he was still thirsty, he would shake the baby bottle and make sure it was completely empty. If there's anything in it, he'd suck it dry. If he wanted more, he would hand it to you. If he was done, he'd ping that damn thing out of bed and make it hit. It would hit the wall, the TV. It didn't matter. He'd
Yeah.
chunk that thing out of that playpen or bassinet. I was like, damn.
Yeah. Yeah, they let you know when they want something. And I don't know, I just feel like if they're in there just screaming and I don't know, man. I just don't have the heart. I just can't do it.
Mm-mm.
I just can't do it. But anyway, to each their own.
Yep.
You know, but this is the book. The reason I've got this one pulled up is I was going to show everybody that it is a 5-star book. I mean, it is. It just is, and the reviews are pretty decent on it. Now, all that said, all that said, um, It's not the highest recommended thing by pediatricians, I'll tell you that. Hey, Sissy.
Nope. The group of pediatricians I worked for, and there were 5 in there, they all said negative.
Yeah, it's definitely not recommended by pediatricians. They say that it causes dehydration, slow growth, delayed development, infant stress, colic and crying, neurological impairment, low milk supply, that would be for breastfeeding mothers, and failure to thrive.
Mm-hmm.
Newborn babies should be nursed whenever they show the first signs of hunger, such as increased alertness or activity, mouthing, fist sucking, or rooting. Crying is a late indicator of extreme hunger. Babies should be nursed on cue or approximately 8 to 12 times every 24 hours until they are full. Now remember that 8 to 12 hours every day, or 8 to 12 times every day. I just remember those numbers because I think it's important, and you'll see why. Let's see. If I had questions, I call. Oh yeah, Mama, that's right. And you don't know how many times my kids called me, just like I did my mama.
Yep, I called my mama and my grandma. Hey, Mama Stone, Utter Nutter, Michelle.
Yeah, I mean,
Good
and I
night, Owl.
still agree. There shouldn't be a manual on how to. All children are different. They just are.
Yeah, no 2 kids are the same. They all require different. They all require different ways of taking care of them.
Okay, let me. I'm undecided which one I should pull up right now. Let's see. Let me bring this up real quick. Many of you may have already watched this, and you probably have. But just in case, okay, let's look at this real quick, and then we'll get into some screenshots. We'll get into what Baby Wise is, in case some of you don't know, because I didn't. Pros, the cons, and we're going to look at several things. But let's get into this one first.
So the girls just went down for their nap. They're sleep trained, so you just put them in their room and they're done. So I'm trying to figure out what to take. So toss up between form, which I absolutely love. Best thing to take, especially when you have cravings for junk food. I did this morning and I took a form and craving gone and appetite suppressed. So I have put the girls down. I was Lori. They're in bed. It don't take me long. They're sleep trained, so I literally just pop them in bed and they're good to go. I don't rock them. Don't cradle them. Put them in bed and they're done. The hardest part is changing Cece's diaper. She squirms. Luckily, Bella's potty trained, so we don't have to worry about her anymore. So since you guys aren't going to help me, I'm going to do a pure. Super fast, Lori. Baby Wise was the best thing I could have ever done for my kids. My friend told me about the book Baby Wise, and I tell you, it's a blessing in disguise because my kids are sleep trained. They have an eating schedule. They have a food schedule. Truly, it's been a blessing.
So as you see, She was very, very much about, the whole baby wise thing. And she was very proud of the fact that she had them trained and all that kind of thing. So, I just wanted to play that first to let everybody see that we're not throwing out anything here that she was ashamed of or anything. She was proud of the fact that she had that going on.
You actually listen to other videos too, where she talks about when the kids are crying or upset, they go to Chris for comfort, which is kind of weird too. So,
right. Okay.
Well, she said she doesn't soothe them, so she just.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, Nellie. Yeah, that kind of goes back to that question just now. That is one thing that is against the rules completely. Yeah. You don't love on your baby.
I'm sorry, my son is 19 years old. If he's upset and has something going on, I'm damn sure going to give him a hug and soothe him and talk to him. That's just me.
Mm-hmm. And that's
as y'all can all tell, I'm against baby wise. There's some things that it's like, okay, I
Nellie,
can see,
but
I don't agree with all of it. I don't agree with putting your baby to bed, and especially like Dave said, when they have asthma, you're not supposed to do that. And didn't both of them have asthma, or was it just Cece?
Well,
who knows? I mean, I couldn't really tell you. I mean, we're going to go over the medical one week, probably not next week. We already got a plan for next week, but they both wore the inhalers and or not those damn
right.
breathing.
You know what I meant when I said that. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean,
she says they have asthma, so obviously she skipped that part of the book.
Yeah.
I was trying to find what page it was on and I couldn't find it. So
in the Discovery, it's it's hard to say, girl. It's all over.
No, not in the Discovery. The books I was reading. I read 3 or 4 of them today.
Oh yeah, you're not supposed to do that whole cried out jazz if your child, and that goes back to I mean, they were both diagnosed with asthma, right? And they both
I don't know,
had these breathing issues.
honestly.
And yeah, they both had breathing issues. And what else?
But no, my problem.
Welcome, Elizabeth Anderson. Welcome to Team Unjustified.
Elizabeth, it's good to see you, girl.
My problem is what was actually recognized by a doctor and what was actually self-diagnosed. That's the problem I have. And it's
Cherokee,
like you have both of these
Shayla.
kids with the nebulizer on. You have both of them where they're putting the tubes in their ears. It's just, they say that.
Well, Sandy said she had surgery, right? A surgery when she was born, but when she's 2 days old, she's home.
Right.
Like an infant to have surgery. Damn, that's a pretty big surgery, I'd assume, having your esophagus enlarged, and then how you gonna go right home the next day?
That's right.
They do it outpatient.
No, I'm talking about as soon as they're born.
Yes.
Yeah. So they would definitely have to have.
You would think should have been in the NICU for a little while.
Yeah.
But I know it's just in too many different self-help groups is my problem, and a lot of them she wasn't even diagnosed by a doctor. So again, I'm not trashing her.
My personal opinion, looking at those, and Kim, you still have screenshots of those when she went into those groups, right? Hello? Did we lose Kim?
Oh yeah, I got a bunch of screenshots, girl. From
my personal opinion, she was fishing for information.
Well, I mean, there's no other way to say it because she even asked. I mean, that's not even tiptoeing around the fact right there.
No, she was asking for specific diagnoses so she could talk, or symptoms so she could go back to her doctor and say, well, she has this. I mean, there's no way around it. That's the way those messages read, and it's in her words in black and white.
Well,
Yeah,
the
I
only
mean,
thing with that too, though, is you have Frank during his interview saying that when Shanann was a baby, like an infant, toddler, all the way through, that Sandy was taking her from doctor to doctor too because she was always sick. And then with all these text messages, you go back and forth with Sandy and Shanann. Sandy's giving her pointers on which doctors to go to next time and
oh
what other
yeah,
kind of illness that the kids might have. But the
yeah.
problem was with some of these groups that Shanann was in, she was coming up with illnesses that you'd only get from third world countries. So, which is really, really scary.
Well, I've even noticed in some of the screenshots, she told her mom, there's no sense to take, there's no reason for me to take them to the doctor. I already know what they're going to tell me. They don't need to go to the doctor. I mean, she's telling her mom that, you know. So, yeah.
What's the point of taking your kids to get them poked and prodded for no reason? Now, I don't like using my illness as an example, but I am sick. I have cancer. I have autoimmune disorder. I have a lot of shit going on. I get
Yeah.
poked and prodded every 3 months, whether it's in my arms, in my shoulders, in my boobs, or whatever. I would never subject my children to go through shit like that when there's nothing wrong with them.
No, I hated it when they just had to go have their shots. I hated it. You know, I hated to see them have to get shots, their baby shots and all that kind of thing. I even am so bad, y'all. I jumped on my oldest granddaughter's pediatrician. Like she had to go for this checkup, I guess 4-month shot. I don't know, whatever. I can't remember. She was little. And y'all know she was a preemie and very much a preemie, called micro preemie actually. But anyway, the doctor was checking her over and she had the light in her ear, you know, and she was looking around and the way she was holding the top of her head, and I was crazy about her little head was no bigger than like a basketball. And I was like, she's holding it too hard. And Little Bit was just screaming. And I was like, that's enough. That is enough. There's nothing wrong with her ears. You know, I got pissed. I can't stand it, man. I can't stand to see them go through anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you're gonna see this in just a second. We're gonna go. What I'm doing here is just we're gonna play out some of these things real quick, and then we'll go over the screenshots last. But to begin with, we're gonna just want to show you what things are all about before we even look at the screenshots. So there again, we always like to show proof and facts of everything. We don't want to just say it, you know. We have to
Right.
show it. So let's look at this real quick.
Warning we want to tell you about for parents about a dangerous practice that some health officials say is becoming more and more common, giving children antihistamines and other medicines to make them sleepy. Some are becoming ill, even dying from overdoses. Here's ABC's Eva Pilgrim.
Tonight, growing concern over infant deaths blamed on Benadryl. Police say a lethal dose killed 4-month-old Adam Siegel.
When we had found out that it was in his system, I was in complete shock.
Police say the baby died in March at Carol Cardillo's unlicensed home daycare after getting an overdose of Benadryl.
We were completely betrayed. We couldn't believe that someone we had trusted with the care of our son would do something like that.
Siegel, the latest infant to die after being given the drug. In Ohio, this mom was charged with involuntary manslaughter after her 3-month-old died in March from a suspected overdose. And just this week, a Columbus babysitter pleaded guilty to killing 8-month-old Haddock Smokey after giving him Benadryl to sleep.
It should never, ever be used as a sleep aid. This is not a sleep aid. This is not indicated as a sleep aid.
The FDA.
So that just gives you a little bit of gist on the whole Benadryl thing. I also did a video on Benadryl.
Yeah, you did
I,
about a
I
month ago.
yeah, I went pretty in depth on it.
And see,
Especially
you can OD a child and yourself on Benadryl when you take the pill form or the liquid form, and you also put the cream on. You can't
yeah,
do both. You
no,
either do the pill or the liquid, or you do the cream. You don't do all of the above.
no, it's very dangerous and
I
it's
had a I
I
had an
didn't.
ex-friend that she would dose her child with Benadryl so she could party. And I'm going to be honest, I told her parents didn't do anything about it. So my only next step was to call CPS because I didn't want to see that little, she was only 7 months old. I didn't want to see her die.
I mean, Benadryl is just definitely not the one. And there again, I mean, I've got kids, I've got 9 grandkids, and to be honest, there again, I didn't even know Benadryl. People used it as a sleep aid until, I mean, that's the rock I was under. I didn't even know that again until this case.
See,
Like,
Brandon can't take Benadryl. I gave him 1 dose of Benadryl in his entire life, and he was freaking out thinking bugs were crawling on him, and I didn't even give him the full dose. I just gave him like half a dose because, he was sick. Eyes were puffy and stuff because of allergies. And the doctor said, give him over-the-counter Benadryl, so I did. And I
yeah.
ended up having to take him to the ER because he was flipping out thinking things were crawling on him. He was scratching himself all over the place, scratching his eyes, like drawing blood.
Oh my goodness. He was very allergic.
Oh, yeah, he had a serious reaction to it. So we can't even use Benadryl cream on him.
Oh my goodness. Well, my granddaughter, she had a lot of allergies, but they told us not to give her Benadryl. There was lots of things and issues going on with it then, so we, that they prescribed her Singulair.
And he takes that now too, so do I. It works
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah. Hey, Sharon, Allison, Utternutter, Shayla, Cherie, Cherokee. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
if everybody would go hit that like button.
oh yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I would appreciate it.
Oh, there goes Nellie. So I'm going to mute again and let you carry on.
Okay. Does anyone realize I am now a member of Team Unjustified? That's right. Welcome to Team Unjustified, Elizabeth. I'm glad to have you with us, sweetheart. She's already a Team Unjustified OG subscriber. She's been with us for a long time. Okay, which one do y'all think we should go on next? Because we're going to hit the screenshots last because we're going to do a little schooling before the fact. So, Dave, Nellie, what do y'all want to do? Do you want to hit on how baby wise is actually supposed to be done, or do we want to hit on why the cried out method is not recommended?
Let's
I
do,
think we should go with how it's supposed to be done. But
yeah, how
again,
it's the
everybody has a
correct way for
hybrid
baby
of it.
wise.
Okay. Dave found this for us and sent it to me of this girl that is explaining it. I guess she is big in baby wise and she does it as well.
Yeah, there's probably a dozen or more videos there, and each and every one of them, they're all hybrids. They're all doing it the way they want to do it. They're not going by the book. And that goes again. If you have somebody with mental health issues, then your child's in danger. But if you have somebody that's, that's actually looking into nutrition and everything else, then they'll be fine. But again, it's just a guideline that they're using, but everybody has their own beliefs on how it should be working to them.
Hey guys, give me just 1 second. I gotta take my medicine. I'm late. Hold on.
All right, I'm gonna pull this up, Dave. If you got the chat a second.
So how is everybody tonight?
I can still hear, so I'm just grabbing everything.
Okay. So does anybody have any questions at all or any experiences if anybody's used Baby Wise or not? Because all the stuff that we've been looking into, it's just way off the wall depending on who it is actually doing it. So it's really kind of weird where you have one person that they'll go to the Baby Wise and feed their child when it's hungry. But then you go to the next one where they'll say, we'll leave the kid for 12 hours before we wake them up to feed them. And it's like, what the heck, That's why Kimberly at the start there said to remember how many times you're supposed to feed your child per day. So, hi, Sharon Tuck. How are you today? No, there's Ash is back. Good to see you again. And it looks like everybody abandoned me again.
Happy birthday, Ash.
I'm still
everybody.
here. Happy birthday, Ash.
Everybody tell Ash happy birthday.
Happy
Ash
birthday
is
yesterday.
OG too.
Ash, we have really got to get together and go out to eat. I am free pretty much every day next week, so please call me. It'll be my treat.
Can't really just disagree. I really can't disagree with you there. It just sounds horrific. Now, since I've been have you ever checked into it, Allison, and really read up on it? Because from what I was reading up on it, it didn't sound that bad for some children, like the ones that doesn't have breathing problems, asthma, allergies, things like that. It's not recommended for those children. But I mean, maybe it would work for some people, but if you do it wrong, it's horrific. I mean, like this blankets, and we're going to touch on that as well, y'all. I know that is a very unpopular damn thing to touch on. And, we're all three, Nellie, Dave, and myself is all sitting here with anxiety, but it is what it is. We didn't take the pictures. We didn't do it, but it is what it is. And it is part of all this Baby Wise. They do have blanket time. And I don't know if this girl says it because I wasn't able to watch her entire breakdown here. I watched enough to know that from what I've seen, it wasn't being done right. But they do have what they call blankie time, but they don't recommend the blankies. They don't want the blankies in the crib. Not in the crib. They get the blankies like when they're doing tummy time or something, when you're supervising them. So it's completely different than what we've actually been seeing in photos and things like that. So
that's a really good way of putting it. Supervising them, not comforting them, supervising them.
Well, yeah. I mean, if a child has, especially a baby, OMG. I mean, my aunt's baby passed away with SIDS, and they used to call it crib death. It's just, you can't play with that kind of stuff, right?
No, not at all.
How can people sleep at night? Oh my God. Oh God, I don't even want to think about it. I mean, some of those pictures give me anxiety just looking at them.
I was stressful whenever Brandon was born. They gave us this little thing that you put him on to sleep because I think at the time when Brandon was little, they didn't sleep on their stomach. We had to put him on his back.
Yeah.
Because, they flip back and forth on that.
Yeah. Now, when my son and my daughter was born, it was right the opposite. It was like, put them on their tummy.
Mm-hmm.
Then when the grandkids came along, it was like, no, put them on their back, And I can see why the back's better. But then again, no matter how you look at it, you can always see that there could be something go wrong, I was always freaking out. I had the baby crib right beside the bed, and I would lay, because of my aunt's child passing with SIDS, I would lay there with my hand on their chest.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just freaking me out.
We had one of those bassinets that connected to the bed. So that way he was right there by me and I could just reach my hand over and touch him or turn on the little light that was next to him and make sure he was sleeping okay.
Yeah. I mean, is that not, well, Nellie, you were.
I was a first-time mom. I didn't know.
Yeah, you were. It's just like, how in the hell can you sleep looking on that monitor and seeing pillows on your child's face? I mean, I'm not throwing down on anybody. I'm asking an honest question.
Well, that was one thing too, is you have them putting up
Oh my God.
baby monitors and
And it ain't
cameras.
just Shanann now. Let me get that straight. It ain't
No,
just her.
no.
Chris is doing it too. Both of them is.
Yeah. And then you had how many different relatives living in that house when this was all going on too?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Oh, damn it. It gives me anxiety just looking at them pictures. Damn it. But,
Okay, let's get at her.
Yeah, let's do. Y'all, we could sit here and talk about all this forever.
I know, right?
Yeah, but you know what? People likes that. That's why they like What's Wednesday. They like hearing all this, and they like being able to give their own opinion without somebody stoning them to death, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's get on to this chick. She is a baby wise mama. Let me give her some credit here in case anybody wants to learn to be a baby wise mama. This is from the Chronicles of a Baby Wise Mom website. Can everyone see this? Damn sure want to give her credit because she explains it very well, and she knows what she's doing and she goes by it step by step from what she says. So, okay, let's listen to how you're supposed to do baby wise, okay? Because if you're like me, and I know some of you are, you really never heard of this until this case. So this is, again, awareness.
Steps you want to take in order to do baby wise. First, have a consistent morning wake time. Second, follow the eat, wake, sleep cycle. Third, have your baby eat at regular intervals throughout the day. Fourth, make sure your baby takes full feedings. You want baby to get a full feeding in each time you're doing those feedings. Fifth, make sure you're timing those naps correctly. So nap time is happening at the right time for your baby. Sixth, put your baby down for nap awake. You want your baby to learn to self-soothe. Seventh, have a consistent bedtime. Eighth, do a dream feed. And ninth, always remember you are the parent. Let's talk about each of these points in more depth. Okay.
See, I already disagree. Yeah, you're the parent. That's why you need to keep the needs met of the child. Like you're talking about a newborn here. Self-soothing? Like, what the hell's the parent for? I mean, come on, you got to give that baby love and attention. And I know that's probably not for everybody, whatever, but wow.
I really wish she would show her kids while she was doing this. Because all the videos that were there, I didn't see any of these ladies showing their kids, because the only reason why I'm saying it, I'm not bashing again, but if you look at Cece and Bella's eyes, they always looked like they had bags underneath their eyes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was from crying or because they were always sleeping or what. I don't know.
Well,
I think it was from sleeping all the time.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's possible, but I can tell you it could be hereditary. I've got these fat bags under my eyes and I have had them my entire life. But I didn't notice Shanann with them or Chris. So
no.
My mom had them really bad. I know where I got mine, but some people it is hereditary for them, but I didn't notice either one of those with them. So I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there that it could be hereditary. But already, just from what this chick said, I already don't like it. Like, you're the parent. Okay, what are you going to do? Tell your infant, look, I'm the parent. You're going to eat when I tell you to. You're going to sleep when I don't agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Well, wait, she gets in depth with each one of her 9 points. So.
Oh yeah.
It gets better.
This. I'm sorry. I got this sped up just a little bit because
yeah, great.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Welcome to Team Unjustified, Sugar Beet. Glad to have you with us. Thank you for the extra support to the channel. All right, let me get this going again.
Okay, point number 1, have a consistent wake up time each day. I bring this up first because it is super important and people often overlook how important it is. You want to have your wake up time each day to be as consistent as possible. That means you decide, okay, my baby's going to get up at 7 a.m. each day. That means that when 7 a.m. hits, if your baby's still sleeping, you get baby up. That means that if it's 7:15, you get baby up. There are times baby will wake up before, so you may say, okay, I want baby to wake up at 7. Baby wakes up at 6:15 and you're wondering what to do. I have answers for that on my blog. You work through it, you get through it, you make adjustments to where you can get to baby's goal. Now, in setting your time, you can say, I want baby to wake up at 8 a.m. That's a fine goal, but not all babies are going to have natural sleep dispositions to do that. So I had a couple of babies who would do that. I had one who 7 was the latest we could go. That was my first. We went with 7 and that worked well for us. But you can't just pick a time out of thin air. Like, you need to pick a time that your baby can actually be successful with. So pick a time that baby can make it to, wake up. You can adjust it over time. So you may start with your younger baby at 7 a.m. and maybe as your baby gets older, 7:30 would work. Not all babies are going to do that. My oldest would not have, but pick a time and then stay within it within 30 minutes. So choose a 30-minute window on either side. You may say, if you're saying 7 a.m., that 6:45 to 7:15 is your window. I would be super consistent and try to stick to 7 a.m. every day as much as possible. But if one day baby wakes up at 6:45, nothing to stress over, get baby up, go ahead and start the day. If another day baby's sleeping in, it's a Saturday, let it stretch to 7:15. This is while you are setting baby's schedule in place. It just helps so much to be consistent at this time while you're getting the schedule set up. Once baby's really set, you can have more flexibility, but while you're in the training process, be super consistent with your morning wake up time. Okay, then step 2 is follow an eat, wake, sleep cycle. This is imperative to the baby-wise system. There are other parenting theories out there that follow a similar thing where you eat and then you play and then you sleep. So a couple of key points here. You're eating first, so baby gets up and baby eats right away. A great benefit of this is that baby isn't falling asleep while eating. So you know that while baby's eating, while baby is just had a nap. So baby can stay alert as much as possible. Newborns are hard to wake up, but stays alert during the feeding process. You know baby's getting a full feeding in there. That helps you move forward with confidence that if baby's crying later, you know your baby just ate a lot. And so you're not wondering, oh, is my baby hungry? Because I have those days with my first where I would nurse him and he'd fall asleep while nursing. And then if he woke up crying 20 minutes later, I wasn't sure. Is he crying because he's hungry? Is he crying because he's in pain? It really helps you move forward with confidence. Okay, I fed my baby. I know my baby's not hungry. It also helps you avoid nursing or feeding a baby to sleep. You want your baby to fall asleep independently, which comes later in our hierarchy of our steps to how to do baby-wise, and we'll talk about more in a bit. But following the eat, wake, sleep cycle helps you accomplish that. Okay, step number 3 in how to do baby-wise is have your baby eat at regular intervals throughout the day. This means you're going for feedings happening every 2.5 to 3 hours. As the baby gets older, it will move to 3 hours, 3 to 3.5 hours, 3 to 4 hours, and 4 hours. So first, it's okay to have a variation where some feedings are 2.5 hours apart, some feedings are 3 hours apart. It's also okay and kind of can be common in the evening to have 1 or 2 feedings that are just 2 hours apart. The baby was.
I always fed my babies when they cried and they was hungry, and they all turned out just fine. So what's wrong with that? I mean, they really say do not do that, but I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Refers to this as cluster feeding. So you may have some cluster feeding happening, but you want most of your feedings happening every 2.5 to 3 hours during your daytime. At nighttime, with a young baby and baby-wise, you're feeding every 5 hours at night or less. If baby's hungry before that, but you're waking baby up every 5 hours. And then as baby gets older, you let your baby go longer at night if your baby will go longer. An important thing to always remember is you always feed a hungry baby. There are so many growth spurts throughout baby's first life and through a child's life. Teenagers have growth spurts, right? Kids have growth spurts. During your baby's first year of life, there are so many growth spurts. So if your baby is hungry and it's only been 2 hours, even if your baby's 4 months old and has been doing a 4-hour feeding schedule, you still feed your baby at 2 hours. If your baby's a newborn, hungry at 1.5 hours, you feed your hungry baby. Always feed your hungry baby. Baby Wise says to do that many times. Don't stress out if your baby is hungry. You feed your baby and then figure out why.
So see, she's saying feed your baby if they're hungry after an hour or two.
Right.
You don't have to just let them cry it out because they're crying because they're hungry. Right? Because it did say, you remember earlier, 8 to 12 times a day. So, 12 times a day, that would be every 2 hours. So she's saying that's okay. But yes, some people doesn't do it that way. Some people want them on this schedule, like a I don't know, like a I don't know. What would
No,
you
you go
call
to
it?
some of them and they're every 12 hours, so.
Yeah,
And
it
hi,
just,
Elizabeth Anderson. Hi, Era.
yeah, I'm sorry. I can't say chat, y'all. I'm on this type, on this.
Yeah, with me too. I can't go back and forth. I can't actually type in chat anymore since
Yeah.
I had my upgrade, I should say.
Yeah,
with
it's hard
iPhone.
it's hard for us to up on the panel. I think Nelly does pretty good with the chat, but sometimes it's hard to see the chat when you're on the panel.
Yeah. Hi, Cherokee. Hi, Sugar Beet.
If it's because of a growth spurt, you continue on. The growth spurt will end. Baby will go back. If it's another reason, you address those concerns. Step number 4 in how to do on becoming baby wise is to make sure your baby is taking in full feedings. This means you are working to make sure your baby stays awake. In those newborn months, it is hard. I do have posts to help you through that. This is also why we feed as soon as baby.
We're going to be getting into that in just a minute. I just happened to see a comment as I was clicking over. I'm not sure who asked it because I can't see it now, but someone asked how many times was Shanann feeding the baby when they were born. We're going to be getting into that in just a minute. We're not going to answer for her. We're going to let her answer it.
Yes.
For you.
Baby gets up so that the baby is alert and able to take in a full feeding all at once so that it helps stabilize metabolism and get baby to where baby can go longer between feedings. Step number 5 is to time naps correctly. Now, a huge reason that most parents turn to BabyWise is seeking better sleep for their baby and therefore for everyone else. Everyone benefits when baby can sleep well. So one of the most important things for you to do is to learn how to time your baby's naps correctly. I have so many posts to help you. Be sure to look through my blog and my sleep posts and my how to do BabyWise post so you can find how to time naps. I have an optimal wake time length post that has always been very popular, and it gives you so much information on common baby wake time lengths between naps. You don't want your baby up too long because then baby won't sleep well. You also don't want your baby up too short. Baby also will not sleep well. It is tricky to time naps correctly, but I have a lot of help for you to get there. And that once you figure that out, everything else is so much easier. So make sure you put in the time to figure out how to do this, and you will be on your way to successful sleep very quickly. Step number 6 in how to do BabyWise is to put baby down for naps and bedtime awake. Babies have this sleep cycle where about every 45 minutes, your baby will transition sleep cycles. At that transition point, your baby can very easily wake up. If your baby is not capable of falling asleep independently, there's a great chance your little one is going to wake up at that transition. It won't happen every time, but it will happen many times. So that is why we make sure babies are able to self-soothe. Now, On Becoming BabyWise does not have a lot of here's how to sleep train. It says your baby might need to cry in order to achieve this goal, but it doesn't go beyond that. I have a bunch of posts to help you sleep train. I have gentle sleep training methods. I have cry it out sleep training methods. You can find a way that works for you. It doesn't matter how you achieve this goal of your baby being able to self-soothe and fall asleep independently. The how does not matter. Just that it happens, just that you meet the goal is what matters. So if you are looking for specific ways to sleep train, be sure to check out my posts. I have them linked. The Sleep Training for S's is a great no-cry sleep solution. There are also, I have extinction sleep training posts. I have posts just on general different sleep training methods. I have a lot of help for you in figuring out your best way to get your baby to learn to sleep independently. Number 7 is have a consistent bedtime. This is just as important as having a consistent morning wake up time. So you want to make sure each night your baby is going to bed at the same time. You want to have that about 12 hours before your morning wake up time is. So if you're getting up at 7, going back to our original example, baby's getting up at 7 a.m., then baby's hopefully going to bed around 7 p.m. I like bedtime to happen in the 7 p.m. hour, so 7, 7:15, 7:30, 7:45, 8 p.m. I don't really like to go beyond 8 p.m. unless you're having a really late morning wake up time. But I just find the 7 p.m. hours a really golden spot. You may have other circumstances that make it so you need to go a little earlier or need to go a little later, and that's okay. It is always okay to adjust things to fit your family and absolutely your baby. That is one of the beauties of BabyWise, is there's so much flexibility in parents being able to design a schedule that works for their family, their baby, their circumstances. So never be afraid to adjust things of what works for your baby. But pick a bedtime, work really hard to get there. If the schedule gets off during the day, which can be very common, especially in the early months of you figuring this out, just do your best to end on time. So maybe things got a little off and you ended up feeding baby at 5 p.m. when you normally fed baby at 4 p.m. And so you need to feed baby at 7 p.m. again. That's fine. Just do your best to get that bedtime consistent to help regulate sleep patterns. Number 8 is do a dream feed. So a dream feed is a feeding that happens typically in the 10 p.m. hour. So you will have put baby to bed in around the 7 p.m. hour. That's bedtime. Even if you're getting baby up around 10, 10:30 p.m., 7 p.m. was bedtime. That wasn't a nap. So 7 p.m. was bedtime. Around 10 p.m., 10:30, we're doing a dream feed. You want the dream feed to happen in the 10 p.m. hour, not really past 11 p.m. You may do 11. If you go past 11, you're really getting into nighttime, like very nighttime. So a dream feed is super helpful because it helps you give your baby one more feeding before you go to bed for the night and helps your baby take hopefully a longer stretch of time of sleeping while you are also sleeping. So a dream feed is not imperative in order for things to fall into place eventually for baby sleeping through the night. But it is very helpful to get baby sleeping through your night. Some babies are hard to get on a dream feed. I had a couple that were just really, it took a lot of effort to get there. I thought it was worth it. I put in the effort, but it was weeks of trying to get that dream feed to really stick, to get the baby to even wake up to eat for it. Frustration. Honestly, there were some nights of tears where it was just so frustrating. This isn't working. Why won't my baby take a dream feed? But I stuck through it and it worked. You may not want to stick with it, and that's fine. If you try the dream feed and it's not working and you say, I would rather go to bed at 9 p.m. and just wake up when my baby wakes up in the night, go for it. Again, BabyWise is here to work for you. It's here to work for your schedule. I would encourage you to give the dream feed a try because it really helps. Once baby starts sleeping 7 hours straight, if baby is sleeping during the 7 hours, you are also asleep. That just really helps you out a lot. So I love the dream feed. I highly encourage the dream feed. Give it a try. If it doesn't work for you, don't stress it out. Last but not least, number 9 is always remember you are the parent. And I've talked about this a couple of times during this video, but you are the parent. You decide what's best for your baby. If you've read something and see like, oh, most babies my baby's age are doing this at this point, and mine isn't. Whether yours is ahead or behind, go with your gut, trust your instincts. Always talk to your doctor if you have concerns and see if your doctor sees any concern either or also. But always trust you are the parent and you get to make decisions. If you decide this time is the best time for your baby to go to sleep because your spouse works and you need to adjust the schedule a bit so that your baby can be around your spouse sometimes, do it. We did that at one point with one of our babies. This is a parent-directed system. That means the parent's in charge. The parent makes decisions based on baby's disposition, baby's needs, family's needs. So always remember you're the parent. You get to decide. And that's one of the best things about BabyWise. One of my favorite things about BabyWise is you get to decide and create a system that works for your family, your baby, your situation. And you have all of this guidance and tools to help you create something that works for your baby. But it is not a set in stone thing. It is something that you get to decide because you are the parent. Okay, those 9 steps will help you.
So yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Do you realize every time she opens her mouth pretty well, it's your schedule, not the
Yeah.
baby schedule. Your
Yeah,
schedule.
that's now after each one of these we'll hit some comments. Aura's like, I looked it up just now. Baby Wise is #1 in Malaysia. Interesting. Yes, and it is a 5-star book. So as we said earlier, this is a thing, it just is. And some people do go by it and they swear by it, and to each their own. I'm not a fan of it myself. And as far as Malaysia, China, have you ever seen how they do their children in China to keep them flexible?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So other countries does different things. Gosh, my weather is starting to get bad, Dave. Terrible.
Yes, I'm getting warnings from your weather right now.
Yeah, it's getting really bad. I hope it don't cut me off.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
so we'll just get to it and try to get through everything here, and
hopefully it doesn't.
that.
Okay, and sounds like this routine is for the benefit of the adult and not the baby. Completely agree. That's the way I see it as well.
Cherokee, I don't know. I think you have to have some kind of a link on in order to do that. And when they do the gift membership, it's up to some computer on who gets them or some weird thing. I'm not sure how that works, because I've been in some chats where people got memberships that weren't even in the chat that day. So I don't know. So
the origin of Baby Wise, I believe it's America. I mean, I didn't look it. I believe it is. Ara says the parents would tell me if they go to bed early or late, they still wake up at 6. Yeah. Well, I used to tell my kids that too. You got school tomorrow. If you stay up till 10 o'clock, you're gonna regret it tomorrow. It just depends. Babies have sleep patterns still in the womb. Yes, they do. I wonder if her kids are asleep. I'm pretty sure they are, because these Baby Wise babies, they do get plenty of sleep. Lots of sleep. And did you notice how spick and span her house was? Like when I had kids, you could tell I had kids. I had a toy here, a toy there, this there, a bottle over here, a sippy cup over there. It was never pristine. I'm just saying, it was never pristine there. I just couldn't, I don't know. I don't have children of my own. Maybe they are not as well adjusted as she wants us to think. That's true. Can we get gift memberships here? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what. I don't know. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we looked into that, Dave. Remember I could put it on there to gift people, but the thing of it is it's weird how YouTube works that. It picks them for you. You're not allowed to pick them. Like, I couldn't say, hey, I want to gift you a membership. It will not let me. It tells me I have to pay like $50, and YouTube themselves will decide who to give the membership to, and they give it to the least active people, I guess, to make them more active. But I was like,
yeah, I've been in chats where people weren't even in the chat. They were in previous chats.
Yeah.
And they got a membership as to somebody that's been in there all the time.
I think YouTube needs to change that. I think we should be able to decide who to gift them to. Like, I would love to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But they won't let me. They'll tell me to pay $50, and they'll choose the whatever. What is it? 10, 15 people that they'll give them to, but they'll just pick random subscribers of mine, and I don't like that. I mean, it could be subscribers that, are not even on YouTube anymore, watching YouTube. I just don't like that. Maybe I needed Baby Wise. I have horrible sleeping patterns. I do too, Ara. But here's the thing. Baby Wise sleeps 17 hours a day. Then we would never get nothing done, girl. Very militant style. Children go up. I know. That's what I was saying earlier. Sharing their only babies one time. And it goes by so fast. It's like you want to enjoy those moments. Or me, that's me. I regret all those naps I didn't take. I know they used to make us take a nap in school and we hated it. It's like, tell me to take a nap now.
Well, that's one thing too, with all the sleep that these kids got, yet they had afternoon naps, with
Yeah.
even at school,
Right.
So good Lord.
I don't know, Aura. It's pretty tough. It's not just baby wise. It goes toddler, it goes preschool, it goes all the way up till you're 18. And let me tell you, the discipline in them, yeah, it's pretty tough. The way you discipline your children. I mean, you're not hitting them or nothing. I mean, you're not like beating on them, but to me, it's almost like emotional abuse, really, just to be quite honest. It's pretty bad, in my opinion.
Well, that's where them sound machines come in too, though.
Oh yeah, we go through that too.
So.
Okay, so it is American. Sharon looked at it is American, and it's Christian authors. Well, yeah, YouTube just chooses themselves. Like I would pay YouTube $50 and I would say I want a gift. I want to do some gift memberships. And so what they do is they go through my subscribers and they choose who to gift them to. And I'm like, that's not cool. Like, let me choose who to gift them to. So I think they should change that. I don't like that at all. Yeah, I don't like it. Welcome, Callie. Why, I can't take a freaking nap as an adult. Boy, I can. Do y'all hear this thunder here? Do you hear it? Is it coming through the mic? It's thundering and raining and lightning. For some reason, it won't let me super chat. Either I can type it, but it won't send. And I have, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, Cherokee. Thank you, though, for trying. I appreciate it. I really do. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, that was thunder. Good night. Yeah, it's pretty rough outside. I hope it doesn't knock my internet off. Wouldn't surprise me, though. It's pretty weak. Okay, let's pull up the one now that tells you this whole cried out thing isn't cool. And Dave, while it's playing, I'm gonna it's only just a couple of minutes, but I'm gonna get up and go look at the weather.
Sounds good. I'm gonna mute again.
Yeah, because it sounds pretty bad out there, as per usual.
I'm Erica Komisar. I'm a psychoanalyst and parent guidance expert and author of Being There, Why Prioritizing Motherhood in the First 3 Years Matters. I've been in practice for 30 years, and one of the main questions I get is, should I make my baby cry it out to get them to go to sleep, or is it harmful? So today I'm going to be talking about why I believe, and the research shows, that it is harmful to your baby to make them cry it out, particularly in the first 6 months. There are really many things that can happen that are harmful from letting your baby cry it out, but I'm going to talk about 2 really of the most common things that can happen. One thing that can happen is that a baby becomes very emotionally detached or goes into a depressive state. When a baby is in distress, first they cry, then they cry louder, then they scream, and then they go silent. Many parents believe that the going silent means they've been successful in getting their baby to deal with frustration and go to sleep. The truth is that that's not the case. What's happened is the baby has given up and realizes that their mother is not there, and no one and nothing in their environment will be there now or in the future to comfort them. And then they get into a very kind of depressed and almost detached state. and sometimes what we call a defensively independent state, where they think that since the environment's not going to meet their needs, they'll have to meet their own needs. And we don't want that, because that isn't the emotional security that is the foundation for all those good things for the rest of their lives. The second thing that can happen is they become hypervigilant or very anxious, meaning when you leave a baby in distress who can't handle it and their right brain can't handle it, they produce cortisol, or the stress hormone. And cortisol is not a healthy thing, either physically or emotionally. If a baby experiences cortisol excessively or chronically, they go into what we call an anxious state, where they expect that the environment is not going to meet their needs, and they become fearful and remain in a fearful and hyperactive state. We really don't want to let our babies cry it out, but we do want to comfort them, particularly in the middle of the night. That doesn't mean that your baby will never sleep on their own, depending on the baby. Each baby's an individual, but it does mean that you do have to respond to their distress in the middle of the night, because it's fear. So if you use your empathy as a parent, then you understand that your baby isn't just screaming at you because they're angry. They're scared. So you're basically trying to silence a frightened baby. So please comfort your baby at night. They need it, and in the end, you're doing the right thing, not only for them, but for you. I'm Erica Commissar. If you like this video, please subscribe to other of my videos in the future.
So as you see, it's just one of those things. It's not for everyone, but because, God, can you hear the thunder?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But it's not for everyone, you know. I mean, I don't like it. I agree with the second lady even more so. I mean, I just do.
Well, one thing that gets me too is like when you nurture a baby, you can actually understand when there is something wrong with them. As to doing the baby wise, you throw them in a crib, you turn on the sound machine, you close the door and watch them on a monitor.
Yeah.
You don't know when your child is actually has an upset stomach or a sore throat or anything like that. You'll never know because you're not spending time, and you can't judge what's going on.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. Okay, now let's see. I guess I can play this one again for the people just coming in, because we've had some come in since we played this. So, Lord, you hear
Well,
that?
that was a good one.
That was a good one, wasn't it? That was a really good one. My dog.
Shut your birds up.
Yeah. My dogs freak out when it thunders too. Okay, let me pull this one up one more time for everyone that just came in.
So the girls just went down for their nap. They're sleep trained, so you just put them in their room and they're done. So I'm trying to figure out what to take. So toss up between form, which I absolutely love. Best thing to take, especially when you have cravings for junk food. I did this morning, and I took a form, and craving gone and appetite suppressed. So I have put the girls down. Lori, they're in bed. It don't take me long. They're sleep trained, so I literally just pop them in bed and they're good to go. I don't rock them, don't cradle them. Put them in bed and they're done. The hardest part is changing Cece's diaper. She squirms. Luckily, Bella's potty trained, so we don't have to worry about her anymore. So since you guys aren't going to help me, I'm going to do a pure. Super fast, Lori. Baby Wise was the best thing I could have ever done for my kids. My friend told me about the book Baby Wise, and I tell you, it's a blessing in disguise because my kids are sleep trained. They have an eating schedule. They have a food schedule. Truly, truly.
So, yeah. Lord, y'all, this weather's just not gonna. My phone's tripping out and everything.
She said an eating schedule, but yet you always see the kids eating like chocolate chips and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not really an eating schedule after the bottle. I haven't noticed one. I mean,
No.
you know,
No,
not
they're
well.
always munching on a bowl of something.
Yeah, I don't mean the bottle. I meant the she breastfed, so. Okay. Now we will pull up those screenshots and talk about those a second. There again, quick disclaimer. We didn't take photos. We didn't make the post. But we're just, showing how Shanann did use Baby Wise, and not just Shanann, Chris too. He knew what was going on. We can't just say this is all Shanann here because Chris knew it was happening too. They both did. It was both of them. I mean, I know she's the one that was legitimately all about the Baby Wise, but hey, he was like undoubtedly cool with it too because he went along with it, whatever. We actually play with these toys with her. She physically can't, but we do, and she watches. I've had her on Baby Wise since she was born. Not easy to stick with, but I did it, and it is paying off. Yes, OCD. December 19th, 2013, hearing Chris Lee Watts sing You Are So Beautiful while he holds Bella just melts my heart. Bella is a Baby Wise baby. I sleep trained her since she was born. Totally worth it, especially with 3 on your hands. I have Toddler Wise now, but Baby Wise is key to be able to share yourself with 3 kiddos. I will help you if you have any questions. I snuggle with Bella and put her down without a fuss, and we just don't snuggle before bed. Dying laughing right now. I'm upstairs listening to Bella grunt and sigh as she is waiting patiently for Chris to get her breakfast ready. This is August the 9th, 2014. That would have been made Bella, 8 months old?
Yeah.
He is such a great daddy. Yes, he is. Poor guy. She has patience like her mommy. Bella, 8 months old. Make sure everyone that helps with the baby knows the rules. That is key. June 2014, that would make her 6 months old, almost 6 months old. So she's like 5, I don't know, almost 6 months old. She knows her nap times like clockwork. Out sleeping or not, worn out princess. This one is in the wrong folder. Sorry, y'all. No, it's not. She can't breathe through her nose. She is so congested. I have her in the swing in our room tonight. So see, it shows she's not letting her co-sleep. She's not up snuggling her or holding her. She's got her in the swing. She can hear her breathing over the rain machine, and she's 12 feet away. Poor baby. This is the first time she's ever been sick. This is August of 2014, which would make her again 8 months old. I'm just glad that she can sleep right now. I can't. So see there again, she's 8 months old and she's sticking to baby wise. She's not snuggling her. She's not, got her in the bed with her or anything like that. She's got her in a swing 12 feet away. I have her on a schedule. She is doing fantastic with it. I put her on a schedule at the hospital right after birth, and she has been doing really well. I am enjoying them so much. They are both baby-wise on a baby-wise schedule, so every day is pretty well planned out. Makes it a lot easier that they both are on a schedule. Okay, this is for, she's talking to her dad, and her dad's like, if he comes there, he's going to go in there and, hold her or whatever. And then she's like, no, I have the key to the room. Like
there you go.
Yeah.
I've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for that. Because remember, Chris walks in with the cops and he reaches in his pocket and he opens up the bathroom door, the Jack and Jill, because he's got the key in his pocket. That key is keyed to the bedrooms. They had locks on the bedroom so the girls couldn't get out unless they opened up the door with the key.
Yeah, that's true, because here Frank is telling her, pretty much that he'll go in there when when he's there. If she's crying and she's like, no, I got the key to the room.
Right. That goes back to her on one of her lies saying that the girls are sleeping. I got to hurry up because I have to go to the post office.
Yeah.
So the girls are locked in the bedroom and she's taken off to the post office.
Yes. Which was crazy, but whatever.
Sorry.
So many people had something negative to say when I put Bella on Baby Wise. Eat, play, sleep schedule. 19 and a half months later, Bella still sleeps 13 hours a night and 3.5 hours in the afternoon. That would be 16 and a half hours a day. The doctor said that that is amazing and so good for her. I would love to speak with that doctor. I started Celeste on Bella's old schedule the day she was born, just like I did with Bella. She nurses 7, 11, 3, and 7. For me waking her up and then 11 or 12 at night, so that counted 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. If she wakes up at 11 and not 12 times a day is how many times she eats. 4, maybe 5 times a day. And once again, 3 or 4 a.m. for her waking up. She goes to sleep awake without crying, which is wonderful, and that is what they say to do. Put them to sleep while they're awake, not sleepy. I love Baby Wise, and it's the reason for my happy babies and my sanity. To the haters, my kids, my decisions, happy kids, happy mom, great breast milk, eats great. Okay, this is part of the discipline of Baby Wise, and I think Aura said she's read up on it. Some of you has. This is the discipline, one of the disciplinary measures of Baby Wise. Toddler Wise. Shanann says, off of work, never off of mom duty, although I do get 12 to 13 hours rest while they sleep at night. And that's pretty good because when I had little ones around, good Lord, I was lucky to get 4 or 5 hours sleep a night. And it wasn't always because of them either. It was because of me. I mean, even if they slept all night, I just couldn't sleep. I had to keep an eye on them. It was weird. Okay. And this is how she would wrap Bella so she would self-soothe herself. And you'll see that in a screenshot in a moment. She ties her left arm really tight and then puts her little thumb in her mouth to train her to self-soothe herself by sucking her thumb. For 13 hours, though, and I'm being quite honest, and this could make some people mad, don't really care, but 12, 13 hours being in that cocoon like that in her little arm,
You're going 12, 13 hours without being fed, too.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking blood clots could set up like that, man.
Yep.
I mean, I'm just, yeah.
Well, that's the same thing when you're on an airplane, you're taking long distance flights, they say to get up and stretch because of blood clots. And it'd be the same thing as wrapping your kid up. You're binding the kid just like the Chinese used to do with the lady's feet.
Yeah, it looks like, circulation and all kinds of things. And you'll see in the next screenshot, she even specifies and emphasizes that she wraps it tight, so she can't move. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, not a fan of that. No, sorry. I have a 4-month, 1-week-old, and I changed my schedule from 3 hours to 4 hours, and it works well for my little one. Mine gets distracted easily and is very nosy, so I usually feed her without the TV on and things like that. I also don't feed her when she wakes early. She is usually content until the next feeding. Do you have a cover on her car seat? I also bought a portable rain machine to take it with us. It attaches to her car seat When she is supposed to be sleeping, it is on and she is covered. Otherwise, she stays awake. Now, she's talking about the cocoon thing here. She said she attempted to do it with both of her arms out, but she kept moving her left arm and knocking her thumb out of her mouth. She's happy. So somebody may have said something about the way she was cocooned up, but as you see, it was deleted. How did you incorporate rice and cereal? And then she says her doctor said started at 4 months. She naps from 8:30 till 10, and this is in the mornings, and then 11:30 till 1, and then 2:30 till 4, and then 5:30 till 7. She sleeps well, but I have had her on this exact daytime schedule since birth, and she does well with it. But I also play with her and keep her busy during playtime. There's not a lot of playtime. It doesn't look to me like. I don't know. I mean, that's my opinion, of course. Mine did the same thing during the daytime. I just tried it one night. She likes her right hand better. I swaddled her left arm tight and put her down. She cried for about 10 minutes one night, and that was it. She officially found her thumb that night, and I knew she was crying only out of frustration. That's how I swaddle her now. I don't know. Maybe it was frustration, but you you tie your arm to you. Your hands, I don't know. I mean, your hand's going to go to sleep. The circulation's not there. I see a problem with that. Is it just me? You see a problem with that, Dave?
Yeah, I actually do. I got a lot of problems with all of this, but there's not much you can do. The only thing you do is awareness to anybody else that's thinking about doing it. So, again, with all the videos they have out there, they're all hybrid of whatever Baby Wise says to do. They're just, as that one lady said, around your own schedule. So they're putting themselves first and not the child.
Yeah, but that looks to me like it could cause an issue.
Well, it could. It really could.
Circulation, blood clots. I mean,
well, put it this way too, if the baby rolls over, some babies can't roll back using one arm. They need two arms in order to put their head up or stuff like that, right? So I don't know what would happen if the rolled over and got pinned in one side. They wouldn't be able to move. And with having the blankets always in their cribs too, there's a lot of problems no matter how you look at it.
exactly. And I do hope this video or this live here is helping some people to better understand this. We're doing the best we can to show, as we showed the first lady, all about Baby Wise and why she's all about it. And then the second lady's like, I don't know about all that. And then we're showing you an actual, Shanann, she actually did the Baby Wise method. So we're trying to show a little of everything here, and we're not gonna, we'll give you our opinion from time to time, but you gotta judge for yourself whether you think this is a method that you agree with or whether you don't. Personally, I don't, but to each their own. But I just don't think it's the right thing for babies, in my opinion. And trust me, good Lord, I've raised enough babies. 13 weeks old, breastfeeding. Sample schedule ideas. Should I keep her on this schedule or should I change it to every 4 hours? So currently from 7 a.m., is that I hear a lot of background static. Is that my stuff? No?
I'm muted.
I don't know. I don't know. Is it me? Do y'all still hear all that or I don't know.
I hear nothing. I'm just the birds every once in a while and a little bit of thunder, but not as bad as it was.
It's probably my weather and the internet causing, I bet it is. But anyway, currently at this time, this is March of 2014. So Bella was born in what? December of 2013. So at this point, Bella is 3 months old. Okay, currently she says 13 months old though. I don't know. That 13 weeks. Okay. All right. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, currently at this point at 13 weeks old, I call it 2 months old, whatever, 3 months old. 3 months old. 7 a.m. She wakes her and she feeds her. 7:30 to 8:30 they play. 8:30 another nap. 10 a.m. wakes her and feeds her. 10:30 plays till 11:30. 11:30 nap. 1 p.m. wake and feed. 1:30 to 2:30 play. Like, how can you live this way? Like, seriously, like, what the hell? Do you got this alarm that this would drive you crazier, in my opinion, than being just a comes natural kind of mom, right? Or kind of parenting skill. Just whatever comes natural, whatever second nature. If the baby's hungry, feed it. If it's sleepy, put it to sleep or give it a nap or whatever. When you're having to go by these kind of things, it's just whoa. Like you can't do literally, how is this even helping the parent? I mean, your entire day is like you got to be on this schedule, hour to hour, minute to minute. How's this even help the parent?
Okay, but you remember her job she had at the hospital where she's doing all her work, well, 90% of her work from home. That was another reason I think she had to quit it because she couldn't keep up with the schedule of answering phones when she's doing baby-wise.
Yeah. 7 a.m. is when kids get up for school anyway. So I'm wondering if it's okay to do that before they go to school to train them mentally, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't done that way. I didn't do my kids that way, but maybe for some it would work. I don't know. They do have a teen wise and a preteen wise and a preschool and all that kind of wise stuff. But I didn't look into that stuff too much. I just looked into baby and toddler. I used to turn monitor down for 10 minutes at a time and set my alarm on my phone. That's what I was just saying you would have to. But that lasted for 2 or 3 nights. She cried for 30 minutes the first night and 20 seconds. And we have been sleeping through the night since. See, I just could not sit there and let an infant cry for 30 minutes. Like I would start getting worried it's going to, lose its breath or something. I just couldn't. It would freak me out.
Well, one thing that keeps on going off with me is that lady said they could suffer emotional problems later on. And if you look at Bella, the way she was so quiet and very timid. And it was
she was very calm. I don't think she did baby that much with Celeste. Do you? I mean, I know she did, but Celeste, it didn't seem like it affected her. I think she really went hardcore with Bella on the whole.
Right, but you got to look back too. You have Bella always looking after Celeste.
Right.
And that's why you got Shanann calling Bella Mama all the time. Because she is more of a mama figure than she was a little sister, or bigger sister, I should say, or older sister.
Yeah, and Mama even called her Mama shit. Shanann even called Bella Mama Bear.
Right. She's the one that was, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, now she's 5 months old, sleeping through the night since she was 10 weeks old. No set period yet. She is on a 4-hour schedule, so she only eats 4 times a day at 5 months old.
Yeah.
Now, remember in the beginning where I showed you that they should, until they're, 12 or 18 months old, they should be eating 8 to 12 times a day.
Right. Yeah.
So at 5 months
yes,
old.
they were in bed every night at 6:30. So
Yeah. No later than 7.
no. Yeah, because they give him a half hour to go to sleep between 6:30 and 7. And then crank up the sound machine so you couldn't hear if they were crying or not.
Okay, I'm going to let this play for a second. I'm not going to be able to read it, but maybe everybody can see it pretty good. I have to step out of the office for just a second and do something.
See the camera they had set up beside the baby on the last photo?
Okay, I was just gonna let you know I'm back, Dave. I had to put the thunder jackets on the dogs. That's what took me so long.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I bought them these thunder jackets because they're really two of them is really scared of the thunder. So
Oh,
yeah, so I went ahead and put those on them. Maybe that'll help. Yeah. So I guess a lot of them. A lot of those photos, y'all, give me anxiety, so I'm gonna be straight honest, and I don't regret not having to look at them again. They just give me anxiety. Thank you, Aura. Yeah, I got a little Morkie, part Maltese, part Yorkie, and really scared of thunder, and so is the Chihuahua. So, but okay,
did
I
you
guess
see
I
your
can
private chat?
do what now?
Did you see your private chat?
Private chat. Oh, okay.
I don't know where Nellie went off to. I messaged her, but I didn't get no reply, so I'm not sure. Hopefully everything's okay.
Well, she may be having bad weather too. It's
Yeah.
possible, you know, because it's bad here. So a lot of times she has bad weather, same time I do.
Here it hasn't rained in probably 2 months.
Hopefully those thunder jackets will chill out the dogs just a moment. Okay, Dave, I'll put that in. I'll get that drop down in there.
Thank you.
And yeah, I surely will. Thank y'all. Okay, I'm gonna drop that, Dave. I feel kind of awkward dropping that, you know. That's just not me, but I'm dropping it. There's the link. I feel awkward dropping it, though. I really do. This one kind of gets to me probably a little too much. What do you do when you work overnight? You let little bit sleep on you for 30 minutes. This first hashtag, first time ever. I don't know. Look how special that moment is, man.
That's right.
That's so special. Like you can't get that back.
No, that's like a memory that nobody can take away from her either.
No, I mean,
And
it wouldn't take nothing for the nights of me doing this to my kids, all 9 of my grandkids. Wouldn't take nothing for these moments. And You know, I hate like hell that she missed out on that. Because I think it would have really done
It would
something.
have changed a lot of things, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know how else to say it. Gina Dietz is the one that introduced her to Baby Wise.
Which
think
is the lady they got Dieter from.
Yeah, I've got a picture of her on this little slideshow because a lot of people don't even know who she is. But first time ever. Like, you don't know how long I sat and looked at that hashtag
Mm-hmm.
and looked at that moment that she's got with the baby. Like, you can tell this moment really means a lot to her, man. You can't live life by a damn book, you know? I mean, she had books on her nightstand about how to make friends, how to influence people, man, you can't. You're missing out on life by doing this.
Mm-hmm.
It's heartbreaking to me. And I wish that Gina Dietz would have never introduced her to this, because you can see in her eyes how much she was enjoying that moment.
That's right.
But it's like she felt like if she did it, then she was doing something wrong. And she was so proud that she stayed on this Baby Wise garbage. And yes, I'm sorry, I call it garbage. These are special moments, man.
With me being in the Watts Facebook groups, I bet you I posted, oh good Lord, well over 10,000 photos of them. And the happiest I've ever seen, like with Shanann and Chris, was before they started doing Thrive. And it's like as soon as they got into Thrive, it changed their world, because she went full time into Thrive, and that's when this Baby Wise crap and all this other garbage come up.
Right.
You know, so it was she put every waking moment into Thrive.
Yeah. Like Aura, she loved her babies. She would have probably stopped doing Baby Wise. She is frozen in time and she will never get to learn. Yes, that's so sad. It makes me emotional. It makes me want to cry. This photo does a lot to me because of that damn hashtag.
Yeah.
That hashtag tells me she wanted to cuddle with her babies, but she was going against the rules, man. Hell with the rules. Like it's just heartbreaking, you know? It really is. This picture does a lot to me. See, here she says, this one lady, she's like, I wish mine would have stayed on Baby Wise. And she's like, I stuck with it even when Bella tried to fight it. I started Baby Wise from literally day one. See, there again, I think Baby Wise was an issue. She never got the chance to be the mother that I know she could have been, except she was following a rule book. There is no damn rule book that should be followed. You just, hell, being a parent, you wing it. You literally do. You never know what the next day is going to bring. There's no rules. And I really wish she had never, ever been introduced to this garbage. See, there you go. I love snuggling my girls. But they have never slept in our beds. Both were in their own cribs at 9 weeks and sleeping 6:30 to 6:30 to 7. Bella and Celeste still nap 12 to 3 every day, eating schedule. What is with these schedules, man? You're not on a time clock. They need structure. They need to be taught. I understand that. They need to be taught things. One thing that should have been taught more, in my opinion, is you can't grab every food, right? I mean, I'm just saying, and I'm probably going to get the hell beat out of me for saying that, but that's one of the things I think CC should have been taught more. Like, you're going to go in restaurants, you're going to see other people eating things, just know. Ask me, is it okay? Is it going to hurt you? You know, kind of thing. And I agree with her here. They need to be taught it, but they need to be taught more than when to sleep and eat.
That's
They
right.
need to be taught other things as well.
I'll probably get hell for this too, but if you look at all the videos and all the photos of them leading up to before they went to North Carolina, as to when they were in North Carolina, the kids look so healthy, and they had smiles on their face all the time.
Well, yeah, the cute little picture I got on the thumbnail, they were in North Carolina there.
Yeah, but they
look,
just seem so much happier and more healthier.
Yeah. And I agree with Shanann here. As parents, that is our job. I completely agree with that. But you have to teach them more than just when to sleep and eat.
That's right.
They have to, you know, like with Celeste having this extreme allergy, you know, I mean, she was 3 or 2. She was basically a couple of weeks off from 3. So if she could be trained to sleep and eat, then she could have been trained, if that's the word you want to use. I like taught myself.
Yes.
But either way, she could have been taught you can't. I mean, it's true. You can't always get everything everybody else has got because you're special. You're different. You can't have this or that. You can train an infant when to sleep and eat. Then you can train a 2, 3-year-old. Hey, and I don't like the word train. You can teach your toddler. No, no. You have to ask mommy first. You know, you can't, just because you pitch a temper tantrum, don't mean you're going to get your way. You know, I don't know. I better shut up right now.
You're doing good.
I don't know, Dave. You know how I
keep on muting my mic so I don't get in trouble.
Yeah, I better shut up. Here we go on this part. Somebody tells her, and this is for the flight when, you know, they were going to North Carolina. As you see, it's 4 years ago. We did Benadryl. Somebody told her she should have done Benadryl, you know, in this Baby Wise group. And she's like, we did Benadryl too early. So about the last 35 minutes before we landed, she was freaking out. She's talking about Celeste. On the flight back, we gave her Benadryl while on the plane, set up her movie, and in like 15 minutes, she was asleep the whole ride back. Playing with toddlers are interesting, to say the least.
See, that's different that she's always using Benadryl. Like here in Canada, they use Gravol, you know, like when they go on airplanes and stuff, not Benadryl. So I can't figure that out.
It's called here it's called Dramamine, and it is I mean, they have baby Dramamine too, and it is for airline flights and things like that. That's what it's for, not Benadryl. It's Dramamine, you know. It's like Benadryl was the babysitter almost. Like, I don't know what another word to call it.
See, another thing too, when they did go to North Carolina, it really screwed them up because I think it was 2 hours difference in time. So they were going to bed earlier too.
Yeah, but she wasn't joking, Aura. She really did. I mean, that was just part of her. That was just part of the routine. Benadryl, Tylenol. I've got several screenshots of that. I mean that, and I don't think she even knew that it shouldn't be done. I really don't think she knew it because it was one of the things that was kind of pushed in the Baby West group.
Sugar beet, when I see you in the chat, I'm going to give you a hint about something, but not here.
Pure vanilla. I've never heard of that one, huh?
No, that's a lot of alcohol.
It's interesting, huh?
Don't try it out.
Well, wow, I've never heard of that. You know, when I was little, I used to think it smelled so good when Mom was cooking, and so I snuck around and I got her little bottle of pure vanilla extract, and I was like, oh my God, that's horrible. What the hell is that? You know, and I was like, how can that smell that good and taste that bad?
Yeah, you might as well get a hold of some bitters instead.
Right. I was like, but you know, I mean, I'm like, damn, that smells good. It's got to taste good. Everything she uses in it tastes good. Boy, it didn't taste good, let me tell you. And just like those semi-sweet things, those chocolate things, I was like, oh, Mom got this big old bar of chocolate. I know what I'm doing tonight, but boy, it tasted awful too. Ugh.
Are you talking X-Lax?
No, it was it's the baking chocolate, you know.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Has like literally no sugar in it. And I'm like, Mom's making frosting. I'm thinking this is gonna taste good. So I go in there and I sneak me a piece, and oh, it's awful. I'm like, Mama, how the hell are you making this stuff taste good? Because it ain't. It's awful.
I thought you were talking X-Lax because one of my cousins, when they were small, got a hold of a whole box and ate it, thought it was chocolate.
Ooh.
Yeah, it didn't go over very well.
No. Oh, bad idea.
Yeah.
And here we go. You train them and you train them, and I'm going to use the word train because that's the word they use. Not to suck the thumb. I mean, you train them to suck the thumb, to self-soothe, and when they're feeling lonely or something like that, they suck the thumb. But then all of a sudden you're punished for sucking the thumb. It's like, it's almost contradictory, and I can see how it could get the child like, what?
Yeah. Well, remember she got them barrettes for Bella for stop sucking her thumb.
Yeah, and I've heard that she would cut her hair because of the thumb and all. I can't look. I've never seen no confirmation of that.
No.
I don't know if that's true that she would cut her hair because she sucked her thumb, or she cut her hair because of what else was it? She cut her hair because she was misbehaved. Look, I've never ever seen confirmation of that.
No.
So I've
that I was noticing is that if you look at some of these videos and pictures of Bella, she has, it looks like bald spots on the sides of her head. Okay. Yeah. And to me, it looks like she was maybe some kind of a nervous condition or something where she was actually pulling her hair out.
Quite possibly.
To me, with the anxiety that poor kid had most of the time to start off with, it looked like Shanann was cutting her hair more or less to keep it all the same length to cover it up.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen so many possibilities that she was cutting her hair as punishment. I have never, ever seen confirmation of that. So I'm definitely not going to throw that out there whatsoever, because I don't think that's why she was cutting her hair. I don't know why she was cutting her hair. I know back in the day, now I'm a beautician, so I now know that is an old wives' tale and a myth, because I am a licensed beautician. But so is Sandy, so she would know that as well. But
that's right.
It is an old wives' tale that if you cut it, it comes back thicker and no.
Unless you're doing like a brush cut.
Yeah, I mean, your hair grows from the root, not from the end. Okay,
that's right.
You can cut the ends off, obviously, if they're unhealthy, so they don't split on up and make the rest of it unhealthy. You get what I'm saying? But to cut it off to make it longer and stronger, no. The hair grows from the root, and we were taught that in cosmetology, like from the very beginning. But that is an old wives' tale. Yeah. I mean, you got to cut your hair so it'll grow back healthier, right? No, but it will keep it from splitting on up. Now that is a fact. It'll keep it from looking unhealthy, but I don't know why she cut her hair so much. It's not my business why she cut her hair so much, but I don't think it was punished. But I don't know. If somebody has some confirmation that it really was punishment, send it to me.
I've never ever seen it for punishment.
I hadn't either. I don't even like that theory, but
no.
I mean, I understand, and before anybody sends me this, because I've already watched that, she's giving Bella hair barrettes because she's not sucking her thumb. That doesn't mean that's why she was cutting her hair. The hair barrettes could have been a little reward, just like she said.
It was the reward, yeah. The only thing I've ever heard her say is, "You want to go to bed?"
Yeah, I mean,
never, I'm going to cut your hair. You know,
I mean,
you want to go to bed?
I told my kids that, you know, you either quiet down or you going to bed. You going in your room, you know. I mean, but as far as her cutting her hair as punishment, I don't know about all that.
And Era has one there for Summer Wells. There was two different things going around. One was so that Dawn would leave Summer alone, and another is that she had head lice, and so did the rest of the kids. That's why everybody got their head shaved.
Yeah. Aura says that she's seen kids that pulled their hair. My sister-in-law used to pull her hair out when she didn't get her way, or when she was upset, she would pull big chunks out of her hair. Now, this is what I was told. Of course, I wasn't around them, but Aura brings another point up here with the eyebrows. Now, my granddaughter, a little bit, and Dave, you know, she's been through a lot of stuff before she come to live with me, and she done that. She would pull her eyebrows out, and even her eyelashes. So, you know, and it was all a like a way she was dealing with what was going on at the moment.
Yeah,
that was just
a lot of kids do that with anxiety.
Yeah, and that's what she did.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's just make that clear before anybody starts saying that or thinking that. I don't believe that she was cutting her hair as punishment.
No, not once have I found anything. And seriously, I've been through so much stuff with the Watts, and there's nothing there at all saying that.
I don't know why she was cutting her hair. I don't know. Maybe she did believe. I do see that Shanann does believe in a lot of the old-fashioned ways, and I've noticed that. So maybe she believes that.
Take a look how much the hair grew on both of them girls once they went to North Carolina.
Oh, Bella's hair was so pretty. It was so curly. You know, these little curls, so pretty. And you know, Shanann was proud of her hair. She's like, "Look how pretty these curls are."
Yeah, because she used to buy wigs all the time, different color wigs for Bella to wear.
Yeah, because Bella loved long hair, you know. But
she always wanted
I
long
get
hair.
it, and I know Shanann was always cutting it, but maybe she really believed that if she kept it cut, it would just come back healthier and thicker. I don't know, but I've literally never confirmed that it was because she was punishing her.
Right.
Even with the barrettes, I think the barrettes was legitimately a reward to stop sucking your thumb. I mean, you know, I don't see anything malicious there at all. I just don't. And y'all know me. If I did, I would say it.
Right.
I mean,
I think with Bella cutting her own hair, that would have been all over the internet. I really don't think that happened.
No,
because she had told everybody everything.
Yeah, and I've got tons of pictures of her getting her hair cut, and she wanted her hair long so bad.
Yeah.
But maybe it was, Dave, maybe it was unhealthy. Maybe her roots in the way, hell, she did sleep a lot, let's be honest, and moving that head back and forth in that bed, that's going to damage your hair.
Yeah, you get bedhead and it actually breaks your hair off too. So, and it does come out from the sweat.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe
it's like wearing a hat on your head 24 hours a day.
Yeah. So I'm thinking possibly that's why they were cutting her hair so much, is because she was in bed a lot, moving her head from side to side, and it is going to make your hair look awful. Maybe that is why they cut it a lot. I don't know. But I don't really think it was punishment.
No.
I just don't think so. And since I'm so terrible about being able to keep things in order because I have so many screenshots and photos in my cloud, it's almost impossible. I just can't do it. I'll try, I promise. But just to let you know what Mr. Rusek's talking about here is about Bella getting up at night and crawling around in the dark and getting a book and trying to see it in the dark. They have these blackout curtains, and they go to bed at and they haven't even been up long when they go to bed at 6:30. And so Bella, as the older she got, she was like, I'm not sleepy, and she would just get out of the bed and she would crawl to her little bookshelf and get a book and flip the pages, even though she couldn't see them.
Mm-hmm. Hi,
And,
Mary.
I think I've Frank, well, you see him talking about it here, and even Cindy Watts, she even said, in that book, I don't know if y'all heard the synopsis on it, but she even said that she felt so bad for her watching her on that monitor, but she wasn't allowed to go in the room because you just don't. Once Shanann and Chris put those kids down, you don't mess with them. But she said she would just look at that monitor and cry because she would see Bella crawl out of the bed into that bookshelf, flip those book pages in the dark, and that's what he's talking about here. And as you seen earlier, he said that he was going to go in the room. She's like, "No, I got a key to that room."
Mm-hmm.
And Celeste is 2 days old. Here.
Wow.
She was born July the 17th. 2 days old. She's at home. So, yeah.
Did you see the BMW parking sign?
This
That's
is that.
Bella's initials.
Yeah, Bella Marie Watts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is that birthday party. Like this is the last little, right?
Yeah, see Chris's face there?
I know it's so different, man. It's so different, isn't it?
It's the
like,
same as him looking at the birthday cake.
It is. It's so different.
So dead.
It is. And it's like his beard, all of it's all grown out. It's like, I don't know. It's so creepy. Like it's so weird looking,
Mm-hmm.
It's the way he's looking. It's like he's not even there.
That's right.
It's so awkward.
I can't get over the picture here of Bella. She looks so much older.
I think she does here too. They're just so sweet. Bella's looking like, she's getting older, and look at her little hair. They've been in North Carolina for 6 weeks. Her little hair's coming out. Her little curls are coming out. I don't know. So cute. Here it is. Shanann's talking about her being a bookworm. It's pitch black and dark in the room, and she started flipping the pages. So she's already got out of the bed and crawled over to her little bookshelf.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's
See,
time
that
for
was,
that. I would have to tell Baby Wise to kiss my ass because look,
yeah,
she puts her to bed. She wants to read just one more book. She grabs a book off the bookshelf, sat in her chair in the dark, flipping pages. My heart breaks for that. Like, that's when literally Baby Wise can kiss my ass.
yeah.
Because I'm
See,
in
one
there.
thing is that they said that they found a rock or a stone underneath Bella's bed and a book. Well, the stone itself, Sandy told Shanann to put that underneath the bed to tell Bella that it would help her sleep better because when she went to bed, she wasn't tired as she was getting older. And yes, she wanted to read. So that's why the book was underneath there too, because she'd
Yeah,
pull out a book when she
right.
couldn't sleep.
It's so heartbreaking, though, ain't it?
Oh, it is.
Man, there's no way it could have been like what 6:30 at night or 6:30, and it's still daylight. I would have been up in there going, "Honey, you want to read another book?" I just couldn't do it.
Right.
Couldn't do it. And you see what Frank says? You better hide that camera when I get there. You know, I mean, it just, oh my goodness.
See, that was another crappy thing too, because when Frank and Sandy were staying there, like they're what 18 months they were there, but both of them
Right.
had jobs also, right? So what happened was is that Chris and Shanann went away for a week to one of their Thrive garbage meetings, whatever, and Sandy and Ronnie ended up coming up. So Sandy and Frank took Chris's bedroom, and then the Watts went into the basement, and they were there more or less to look after the kids. And the crappy thing about it is, all the time that they were looking after the kids was mostly nap time, so they didn't get to spend the time like the Rusiks did with the kids when they're awake, because
Yeah.
it's like when they're awake, the Watts were supposed to be in the basement, so which
Yeah.
wasn't cool at all.
No. Cindy said that's one of the things she was looking so forward to when she went there was to get, to get to bond with them a little bit more, but she didn't get to.
No,
And when they were gone, she said she broke all the damn rules. I mean,
yeah.
when Sandy wasn't watching, she broke the damn rules, and she said even Sandy didn't get upset with her when they wasn't giving no Benadryl and Tylenol. She said they never said nothing to her about that because she just
Mhm.
didn't give it to them, and she just wanted to cuddle with them, and rock them. That's so special. She
Yeah,
wanted that bond, but that was off. I mean, that's off limits with this baby wise stuff. You can't snuggle, you can't bond, you can't console. You just have to be like, as somebody mentioned earlier, almost like baby boot camp.
that's right. Yeah.
It's like you're on a time clock. I don't know. It's
It's
I
like
don't
if
know.
you look at some of these pictures with Ronnie and Cindy holding them girls, they were holding them tight because that was one thing. They didn't get to hold them because
No.
of this baby wise crap. So
Yeah.
a lot of people thought it was put on. They were just doing it, for the picture, but it wasn't.
Oh no. No, you don't snuggle in babies. That's against baby wise rules.
Mm-hmm.
Their little eyes make me sad here. Like it's nap time, so that means it's during the day, probably around noon, 10:30, 11, something like that. And look at their eyes, man. I don't know. You know it's the Benadryl. It's gotta be. They look so spaced out, don't they?
Yeah.
Or am I seeing this wrong?
No, they look spaced out.
It's fucking ridiculous. And that's Gina Dietz. In case anybody, wonders who she is, that is Gina Dietz. She is the one that introduced Shanann to Babywise. She is the one Shanann nannied for. She's the reason they moved to Colorado. She inspired Shanann a lot. Like a lot. Like Shanann wanted to be a nurse because of her. She even mimicked the girls' bedrooms after her kids' bedrooms.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you have ever looked at those photos, and I can show them at some point, but yeah, she their Bella and Celeste's bedrooms were even like almost a carbon copy of her kids' bedrooms. So yeah.
Hi, Aussie True Crime.
And that was the last of that little deal I put together. I mean, I know there was more there, but I thought, yeah, okay, Lauren, we'll have to, I'll pull those up some night. We'll do a situation on how they came to Colorado. Actually, next week we're doing a What's Wednesday on the house and the residents and how it came to be and all that. So we're doing What's Wednesday next weekend is 2825 Saratoga Trail. So yeah, that would actually put Gina Dietz in that as well.
Yeah. See, that's one thing too about the Watts when they went to live with them. They didn't pay any rent or nothing all the time they were there. But yet when the Rusiks went to live with Shanann and Chris, she made them pay $1,000 a month for the 18 months they were there. So
yeah. And well, her cousin stayed one whole summer as well.
Yeah.
Her cousin's name, Charlotte, ironically enough, was her cousin's name. So yeah, so next weekend next What's Wednesday we'll do 2825 Saratoga. Dave, what do you think?
Yes.
We'll start from the ground up. How it came to be, all the residents. We could even throw in some of the paranormal. I mean, is anybody interested in me putting that in there? Because it takes a while to put things together. If you're not, just say no. If you are, yeah, we'll do it. Because it is part of the house and part of the stuff that has been said that goes on in the house. I do already have a video about that. Quite interesting, actually, especially with a skeptical like me. But I mean, I'm extremely skeptical of that kind of thing. But when you got somebody as skeptical as me going, what in this hell? Ain't no denying that, on the paranormal end. Yeah, do you think we should put that in with it, Dave, or we should just
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, these
if anything, you can always do a part 2 like we've had to do other times, but
yeah.
So
I mean, I knew this one was going to take a while. I like to leave these on about 2 hours, but they always end up running over.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much to talk about. And even then, even when we put out everything that we have tonight, it is really just the bare minimum. It really is. I mean, we just try to touch on the most important, I guess, aspects, but it literally is the bare minimum of what we could actually throw together,
Mm-hmm.
So
well, all the screenshots I sent you too, and it's just for future reference if you didn't have them, I guess, but
yeah, I know
there's so much to this case, and it's how would you put it? If it ever went to court, you wouldn't have to have any witnesses because they provided us with all the the damning information. Because
oh my God, ain't that the truth? And all we got is the damn prosecution side. Could you imagine if we had the defense side as well? Geez, imagine. All we've got is the prosecution side.
Oh yeah.
Like literally, that's it.
Yeah.
I wish I did have the defense side, but if we had the defense side, Dave, damn, we would never, ever be finished talking about this case. Ever.
Nope.
Because look
Well,
how long
actually,
this has
I
went.
had a lady yesterday in one of the Facebook groups. She's in Australia, and in high school, they're actually covering the Watts case.
Oh yeah, so is my granddaughter. I don't know if I told you that. She's taking forensics and criminal psychology, and yes, the Watts case is one of them that they were given to study. And guess what? They have to consider both sides. They literally have to write a report for both sides, like they were the prosecution and the defense.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I mean, that's what I'm saying. When you look at these cases, you can't just look at one side. You have to look at both sides. And you have to be unbiased. I still say, had this went to a trial, man, it would have got ugly. And I think Chris knew it would have got ugly. That's why
It would have got ugly fast.
oh, bad, hugely ugly. Like the defense, I can see them. They would have gotten. I wouldn't be surprised if they got death threats and stuff because I mean they would have to pull out everything, right?
Yeah,
Especially,
I think that's why the Rusiks had their records or medical records sealed.
Yeah, because there's definitely something there. And see, Chris tried to get that and see what in the hell it was that was sealed, but they refused him, and that's only been what 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah,
he literally asked for that. He put a motion in, sent it to Rourke, I guess. I don't know who he sent it to, but they denied it. The judge, maybe. I don't know. They denied him seeing what he signed. Which is so weird. Like, he ought to know what he signed, but he don't.
Well, there was a lot, I think, that went into with Rourke going and seeing Sandy and staying in their house for 3 days in North Carolina, because there was a lot of things, I think, that went into that plea agreement for just occasions like this here, so you can't see what was actually going on in real life.
Yeah, so. Damn it, it makes you wonder. I mean, look what we can see. That's pretty tough. I mean, just what we showed tonight, some of it I can't even stand to look at. It gives me anxiety. I'm not even kidding. It was hard putting that together. It really was. Well, you know me, Dave. I'm hardcore empathy. It was hard to put that together. It was, you know. Well, y'all, the thunder's coming back to me, so I'm gonna have to. Yeah, we've been here a while. Hey, I hope somebody learned something, or at least, looked at something that you have not looked at before. That's important to us up here. That's why we do this. I want to thank everybody for coming. I really want to thank the mods for being here. All of the new members of Team Unjustified. Everyone that's just watching us and is not in the chat, I want to thank you as well for being here. Comment in the comment section. You can do that after the video.
Oh, might have just lost Kim there. But no, if you guys want to see something specific in one of these Watts Wednesdays, just leave it in the comment section so that we could do some research, because some of these, it takes almost a week to get these things going, to get like the research done so we can actually show our proof, if it comes from Shanann herself or if it comes out of the discovery, at least that we have something to show. We're not just pulling it out of our butts. There's actually proof of what's going on here. So, and I think we might have lost Kim. Oh, there she is.
Okay.
It's going to be one of those days. So I'd like to thank everybody for showing up and for staying with us. And again,
Sorry about that.
just for being
It's
so
my
kind
weather.
and respectful in the chat.
Yeah, it's my weather. It just is interesting. But I want to thank everybody for being here. I do. Dave, thank you for sticking with me yet again. And sorry about my weather, y'all. I can't control it. Wish I could. There's, Alabama weather. And hope all of y'all join us next week too. Also, anybody that watches it that wasn't in our chat tonight and you decide to come at us, don't. I mean, you're welcome to come at us if we put out anything that wasn't fact, but if we did, don't. It's just why.
Yeah, just do some research before you guys comment, because there's some of it, I'm sure they came straight from the next movie and came over to your chat and started commenting, because Netflix, all you're going to get is the rustic side, and it's very faint on anything. So
yeah, I think it all needs to be told because of awareness. I'm serious. I mean, let me tell you, Dave, we could have helped someone. I know we did. We've had emails. We've helped people. So that's what it's all about, We're not about bashing anyone, but you know what? Here's the thing. This is the way it is. We didn't write those texts and we didn't take those pictures. We didn't make those posts. We're just showing you what was hidden.
That's right. Hi, Megan J.
Not there anymore. So, hey, Megan. Good to see you, sweetheart. But yeah, there you go. That's it in a nutshell. Before you come down in the comment and start being rude, it's not going to do you much good. I got the mods out here that they're tough with those wrenches and they're just going to block you. Don't even waste your time. All right. Well, we want to thank you all for being with us. And if you caught the end of it, make sure you rewind, go back to the beginning because it's pretty interesting. All right. Have a good day, night, evening, wherever you may be. And until next time, this is Kim and Dave and Unjustified. Thank you so much for watching, and do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave us a comment below on your thoughts of this video. And until next time, this is